Coming up shortly, reports have claimed that there is one figure among the Chelsea hierarchy who could replace Todd Boehly as the chairman of Chelsea if he steps down. Continue watching to know who that is. Now ex-Chelsea Dr. Eva Carneiro has provided a clear reply on Stamford Bridge return after plea from Chelsea fans due to injury crisis this season. The main content follows shortly. Smash the like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video. In our first news, reports have claimed that there is one figure in particular who could replace Todd Boehly as the chairman of Chelsea. According to Mail Sport, the Blues will appoint a new figure to the role in 2027, however the American will remain involved in the club. Boehly has been at the helm of the club since the takeover from Roman Abramovich's tenure at the club, which is acknowledged as the most successful spell in their history. Anyone taking over from that spell was always going to be under pressure to deliver results instantly. All supporters were not going to be best pleased. This has unfortunately been the case, with it being 2 seasons in a row now where the Blues are fighting in the mid-table places. Chants that are not too nice have been aimed at the American, and it has now been claimed that his time as the chairman is set to come to an end in a few years' time, and someone else already at the club could take over. It has been reported that Bedad Eghbali could be the man tasked with the role, as part of an agreement between the owners of the club that the role can change hands at regular intervals. Also, there is reportedly a divide on the board already about what they should do with Pochettino, with some already looking to a future that doesn't involve him. Former Chelsea medical staff member Eva Carneiro has firmly denied requests from fans to return to the club amidst their injury troubles this season. When asked about a possible reunion with the Blues, the 50-year-old replied with "sorry," followed by 2 heart emojis. Carneiro made the news back in 2015 after she was accused by then-manager Jose Mourinho of not understanding the game. In a Premier League clash against Swansea, she ran onto the field to treat an injured Eden Hazard. Mourinho claimed that she had interrupted the side's push for a winner in a game that ended 2-2. Carneiro was subsequently banished from training sessions following the incident. She eventually left her role 6 weeks later and took the club to court claiming constructive dismissal, with the case being settled after just 2 days. Currently, she works as a sports consultant with the Sports Medical Group in Harley Street in London. She has, however, maintained her relationship with football, investing in non-league side Lewes FC alongside tennis legend Andy Murray. Calls to bring the Gibraltarian back have strengthened after increased unhappiness over Chelsea's current medical staff. The team have been ravaged by injuries over the past few seasons. The agony increased further after 3 new players, Trevoh Chalobah, Carney Chukwuemeka and Robert Sanchez, were added to the injury list ahead of their Premier League clash against Burnley. Further, summer signing Romeo Lavia has been ruled out of the season after just 40 minutes under his belt, while attacker Christopher Nkunku has also struggled to stay fit. Thiago Silva will not renew his contract with Chelsea at the end of the season, according to the president of Brazilian side Fluminense, who are eyeing a deal for the 40-year-old. Silva made the move to Stamford Bridge after being released from French side Paris Saint-Germain in 2020 and helped the Blues win the Champions League during his first season in West London. Since then, he has become a mainstay in the Chelsea side despite a cycle of managers, Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter and Mauricio Pochettino, taking charge. Last February, the Brazilian signed a new 1-year deal at Stamford Bridge and in January admitted he was super relaxed about his future despite entering the final 6 months of his deal. However, Fluminense president Mario Bittencourt appears to have hinted that the centre-back could be ready to return to the Brazilian club and claimed that Silva will end his 4-year stay in West London at the end of the season. "I'm very good friends with Thiago. I talk to him about a lot of things and not just about coming to Fluminense. We don't have anything at the moment, but we're very keen for him to come home," Bittencourt told Globo Esporte. "From what we've heard, his contract with Chelsea runs out in the middle of the year and he won't renew it. I think that, in Brazil, he wants to play for Fluminense. As soon as he's cleared at Chelsea, we'll get back to him. And he'll help us in this important year." Now BBC pundit Chris Sutton has released his regular batch of pre-match predictions for the upcoming league fixtures in the top division. Chelsea welcome Burnley to Stamford Bridge this weekend as Premier League football makes its return after the international break. Mauricio Pochettino's side are 11th in the division table right now. However, they could actually jump up to as high as 7th if they win games in hand. Chelsea have collected 2 wins and 2 draws from the previous 4 Premier League matches. It's going to take that and much more until the end of the season to save the year. Now former Chelsea striker Chris Sutton, he's gone with a comfortable Chelsea home win over relegation candidates Burnley. I really cannot win with Burnley, who beat Brentford at Turf Moor last time out after I had given up on them ever getting anything at home, Sutton told BBC Sport. I don't seem to do much better with Chelsea, whose inconsistency for most of this season has made predicting their results very difficult, but I am pretty confident I will be right about them this time. Chelsea were too strong for Burnley earlier in the season, and I am expecting the same story at Stamford Bridge. 2-0. Now Chris Sutton has again revealed the reason why he believes Romelu Lukaku's career has not met the heights many thought it could. Lukaku is currently plying his trade back in Italian football with Roma, his second loan spell since rejoining Chelsea in the summer of 2021. His second crack at the whip at Stamford Bridge did not go to plan, with the Belgian forward leaving for Inter Milan after just one season, and Sutton believes Lukaku's failure was largely down to his own doing due to a lack of fitness levels. However, his performance for Belgium in their 2-2 draw with England at Wembley, in which he provided a spectacular assist for Yuri Tielemans' second goal, sparked debate on Mail Sports' It's All Kicking Off podcast, as to why it all went wrong in West London. It's a bit of a head-scratcher really, said Chris Sutton speaking to co-host Ian Ladyman. He then added, if you look at Lukaku through patches throughout his career, he has been prolific, he has been an enormous handful, he has all the attributes. He goes to Chelsea the second time and you think here we go. He scored in his first game, took all the plaudits away at Arsenal. You think this is a really important goal for him, he hit the ground running second time around, and then, he just fizzled out. I don't know if he wasn't in the best condition, in truth, maybe he let himself go a little bit. Maybe he lost confidence and he wasn't the same player, hence heading back to Italy. He's done well over there and internationally, but I do think a large part of it was down to Lukaku and not possibly looking after himself the way he should have done. To some transfer updates, Bayern Munich boss Max Eberl has announced that Chelsea target Jamal Musiala is considered unsellable amid fresh speculation about his future. After a slow start to the season, Musiala is now back in form, playing brilliantly for the Bavarians and the German national team. The 21-year-old's future, however, has been the subject of intense speculation in recent months. Due to significant upheaval in Bayern's recruitment structure last summer, talks with Musiala over a new contract had been stalling for some time, which attracted the attention of Europe's elite. The German is out of contract in 2026 and Fabrizio Romano has recently announced that Bayern are preparing a monster contract offer for him to fend off interest from Man City and Chelsea, the youngster's former academy club. Now, the hopes of Chelsea and City signing one of Europe's biggest talents have also taken a major hit. New Bayern board member Max Eberl, in control of sporting operations, has spoken about Musiala's future. Asked by Sky Germany's Florian Plettenberg whether Musiala is considered unsellable by Bayern, the 50-year-old Eberl said, he is supposed to become the face of FC Bayern in the future. Jamal is a player who brings extremely great joy. He embodies FC Bayern extremely well. It is our intention to make him the new face of FC Bayern. Chelsea will need to step up their efforts if they want to win the race for Lille's Leny Yoro, with those around him seeing Real Madrid as the better destination. That's according to Spanish publication Sport, who cover Real Madrid's interest in the highly rated youngster, and again present Chelsea as potential competition for them. They explain that Real Madrid are putting pressure on Lille to sign the French defender, but their €60 million asking price is seen as too expensive by those in charge at the Santiago Bernabeu. The Spanish giants are believed to be at the front of the queue for the youngster, with Lille reluctant to sell to Paris Saint-Germain, and Yoro is keen on the move to Madrid to link up with the various French players already there. Madrid don't want to match the €60 million demands, though, and are instead trying to work out a deal that would potentially see him loaned back for a year in return for some of that fee being reduced. The big risk for Lille is that Yoro's contract expires in 2025, so if he doesn't sign this summer, they have to sell to avoid losing him on a free in a year's time. Another Spanish news website AS claim, Chelsea are also in the mix and among the strong suitors for his signature. They're convinced by the idea of a transfer, but Yoro's entourage believe Madrid is the best destination for him at this point. And it means, Chelsea need to step up their efforts and start convincing him on the benefits of Stamford Bridge, perhaps taking advantage of Madrid's reluctance to stump up the money required. According to The Times, the Blues could lose out on one of the top targets for the manager's job to Liverpool, after the Reds seem to have given up their efforts on bringing in Xabi Alonso. Alonso is one of the most sought-after coaches in the game right now, with it looking like he is about to win the Bundesliga ahead of Bayern Munich. While it was expected a number of sides would make a move for him, including Chelsea, it looks as if he is set to stay at his current club. This has been a big blow mainly to Liverpool, who are now looking elsewhere, and have one man in mind at the head of their shortlist. Sporting Lisbon manager Ruben Amorim has continued his strong work in charge there with another stellar season, and a number of sides have taken note. Chelsea are certainly one of those, and he has even been cited that he is their dream target to take over. However, it now looks as if they are going to face competition from Liverpool, a side that can offer something the Blues cannot in Champions League football. Now Romelu Lukaku has reportedly made a dramatic transfer U-turn which could see him finally leave Chelsea on a permanent deal. The misfit striker is currently on loan at Roma after a disastrous second spell at Stamford Bridge. The bizarre switch was the only one left available to Lukaku after he saw moves to Inter Milan and Juventus fall through. Chelsea had hoped to sell him to a team in Saudi Arabia, having already offloaded Edouard Mendy and Kalidou Koulibaly for big fees. But Lukaku turned down the Middle Eastern move, worth £42 million per year, insisting he was still capable of cutting it at the highest level in Europe. He has since gone on to score 10 goals in 25 league outings for Roma, but Goal now claims Lukaku has changed his mind over a move to Saudi Arabia this summer. The striker is keen to leave Chelsea and he accepts this will be hard to do with another European club, with many still not willing to cover his wages despite taking a cut from £350,000 a week to around £200,000 a week with a new deal last summer. And should an offer from a Saudi side come in, Lukaku will now strongly consider it if it means exiting London for good. And finally, French football expert Jonathan Johnson believes Bradley Locko might not be ready for the step up to Chelsea. The 21-year-old has been in fine form for Brest this season, registering 2 assists from 28 outings across competitions. The Blues are on the hunt for a new left-back this summer and have been linked with a move for the Frenchman. However, in his column for Caught Offside, Johnson insisted that Locko's inexperience could be a cause of concern for the London Giants. Locko has undoubtedly been one of the team's more impressive performers and it's not surprising to see links with the likes of Chelsea and other big clubs, but I think it would be a very big jump for him to make the step up from Brest to a team like Chelsea right now, wrote Johnson. The other thing to bear in mind is that Locko, despite having a fantastic season in the Brest defence, doesn't really have the kind of European experience that you'd expect of somebody who goes and joins a club of the size of Chelsea, he added. Catch us again in our next video. Subscribe and smash the bell icon so you don't miss. Have a wonderful day.